Hello guys, I gave an interview in a company called MPHASIS and the interview date was the April 26, 2025. So the first question they asked me how many frameworks I have done in PHP. So I told them. Second is what is MVC. So I said the MVC model view controller is a design pattern then separate an application into three components. That is model view controller. Model manages data and database logic. View view handle UI and display data and controller manages request and business logic. Then he asked me explain each component of MVC with an example. So I said model which handle the DB, user.php, that is fetch users from database. Then view which display the data. So let us suppose we have a page users.php, so show user list. In controller that the manages logic, user controller.php calls model and send data to view. They ask me how does MVC work in PHP. So user request a URL, that is slash users. Router direct request to controller, that is user controller index. Then controller calls model user double colon get all users. Then model fetches data from the database. Then controller sends data to the view, that is users.php. Then view display data. So the bottom line is model is data, view is display, and controller is logic. Okay. They asked me. Okay, this is the second. So they asked me what is the difference between interface and abstract class. So I have notes for that. So first is if we don't know anything about implementation, just we have requirement specification, then we should go for the interface. If we are talking about implementation but not completely partial implementation, then we should go for the abstract class. Second, inside interface, every method is always public and abstract, whether we are declaring or not. Hence, interface is also considered as 100% pure abstract class. Every method present in abstract class need not to be public and abstract. In addition to abstract method, we can take concrete method also. Third, we can declare interface method with following modifier: public, that is private protected; abstract, final static; synchronized native; and strict FP. So we can declare abstract method, no restriction on abstract class method modifiers. Fourth, every variable present inside interface is always public, static and final whether we are declaring or not. The variables present inside the abstract class need not to be public, static or final. Fifth, we can't declare interface variable with the following modifier, that is private, protected, transient and volatile. There are no restriction on abstract class variable modifiers. For interface variables, compulsory we should perform initialization at the time of declaration, otherwise we will get compile time error. For abstract class variable, it is not required to perform initialization at the time of declaration. Seventh, inside interface we can't declare instances and public blocks, otherwise we will get compile time error. Inside abstract class we can declare instance and static blocks. Eighth, inside interface we can't declare constructors. Inside abstract class we can declare constructors which will be executed at the time of the child object creation. Note 1. Since Java 8 interface can have default and static method also. Note 2. Abstract class can have final, non-final static and non-static variables. Note 3. Serialization implementation is possible in interface using maker interface. They asked me fifth question, constant variable in one class and want to access in another class. So how would you do that? So I said let us suppose we have a class A and we are declaring constant like public const my constant equal to hello world. Then we create another class B public function show constant function echo class my constant. Then we create a object is equal to new class, then object is equal to show constant function. So it will give the output hello words, hello world. So const is used to define constant inside classes in PHP. You access constant using class name double colon constant name. Question number 6. How do you define constant variable in PHP? So constants are a powerful tool in PHP to define fixed values that remain consistent throughout your script. Constants are defined using the define function or the const function. So define can be used to define constant at runtime, whereas const is evaluated at the compile time. So in PHP, constants are identifier or names for simple values that cannot be changed once they are defined. They are often used to store fixed values that remain the same throughout the execution of script, such as configurations value. So key difference of constant, immutable. Once defined, the value of constant cannot be changed or undefined. Global scope. Constants are automatically global and can be accessed anywhere in the script. Case sensitivity. Constants are case sensitive by default but can be defined as case insensitive. Depreciated as of PHP 8.00. So defining constant are defined using the define function or the const function. So using define, so the define, so syntax is define, inside that string name, mixed value, boolean, case insensitive equal to false. So example, define site name equal to my website echo site name, case sensitive, depreciate in PHP 8.00. Define greeting hello world true, echo greeting output hello words. Using const, introduced in PHP 5.3, const can be used to define constants but only with the scalar values, that is strings, number, booleans. So const constant name is equal to value. Example, like constant site URL is equal to, we have some URLs, then echo site URLs, so it will print the URLs. To difference between define and constant, feature define and constant. Introduction. Okay, so this is mainly for the accessibility. Mhm. They asked me uh, magic constants. So PHP provides several built-in constants that change depending on where they are used. They are known as magic elements. So magic function, that is description. So line, current line number in the file, full path and file name of the file, directory of the file, function name, class name, trait name, method, class method name, namespace, current namespace. Combined versus merge function in PHP. Let's suppose we have an array 1 to 5, another array 6 to 9. If you use the merged array underscore merged array 1 array 2 and print r merged, so it will show 1 to 9. Okay, now let's suppose we are using the array underscore combined, so and then we print combined, so it will give an error. Then argument, keys and argument value must have the same number of elements. Okay, so issue, the function array combined array 1 array 2 require that both arrays must have the same number of elements so that it become keys and values. So if you want to print this one array combined, so you must have uh, same same number of elements in both array 1 and array 2. So let's have array 1 has 1 to 5 elements and array 2 has 6 to 10, and then we use the array underscore combine array 1 array 2, so it will show the output like first array, that is the key, and second array, that will be the values. So 1 equal to 6, 2 equal to 7, 3 equal to 8, 4 equal to 9, 5 equal to 10. Okay, so these are basically keys and the values. Array 1 is key and array 2 is values. So he asked me, given millions of records, if I know which record I want, how can I fetch it in the most optimized way? So I say, suppose you know the record that is id equal to, let us suppose 1 2 3 4 5 6, then you can fetch it, select star from table name where id equal to this one. So why this is super fast? If id is primary key or has an index, the database can directly jump to that record. No full scan sorting, only one quick lookup. Some important point. Use index column in where. Why? Index makes lookup O log n O log n very fast. Fetch only need column if possible. Why? To reduce data transfer. Limit 1 if only one record needed. Helps database know you need only one. Or if you only want some fields. Select name, email from table name where id equal to 1 2 3 4 5, limit 1. So the bonus tip is, if the field you are searching on it not indexed, create an index to speed it up, like create index idx underscore email on table name email. Okay, so then the searching will be fast. So final summary is, fetch a specific record by non-value, like select star from table name where index column is equal to value, limit 1. No indexed exist, create index first then fetch. Okay, they ask me data optimization, which I have already shared, indexes already shared. How many primary key in one table? So in one table you can have only one primary key. They asked me one JavaScript question, console.log and console.error. So I said, console.log print normal output to the browser console, used for general debugging and information, like console.log, this is a normal log page, so output will be, this is a normal log message. Print an error message to the console. Message usually appear in the red color if we are using the console.error. Helps in debugging errors or exceptional cases. So console.error, this is an error message. So the output will be, this is an error message shown in the red with a small cross or symbol depending on the browser. So quick comparison, console.log and console.error. So purpose general output in the error output. So color in console, normal black white in red. So use case, debugging info, status messages, error handling and exception. Okay, so these type of question emphasis asked me, and I will share you more question, more interview question. Till then, bye.